Welcome everyone, my name's Dom, and I have a rant for you today. In 1971, a man by the name of Ray Tomlinson would revolutionize the way two individuals could communicate over a network by implementing the first system that used the @ symbol. This would later go on to be called email, or as I like to call it, complete utter horse. You see, email was supposed to be the communication of the future, individuals sending messages back and forth. But, alas, Mr. Ray did not know that what he was creating was the #1 way to promote penis growth. And so today's rant is about how much I hate email. Yes, email. I can't imagine there are going to be many of you that disagree with me in any way, shape, and form about the decrepit, horrid way that it is used, not just by the companies that send out newsletters and promotions and ads, but even just your company in general. If you work for an office that gives you a corporate or company email account. You see, email was supposed to be, just digital mail, but even the standard snail mail system became this decrepit, horrible system about just filling your mailbox up with nothing but spam and garbage and coupons and credit card offers and pre-approvals and it is no longer a functioning use of resources or time for communications, and email is in the exact same boat. Arguably, email is even worse, as a vast majority of emails sent on the internet aren't even like actual useful emails. And then you have the other problem of individuals and companies wanting to CC every single person, even the janitor, on their, on every single email they send. That creates a big problem. Desensitization is what happens when you are exposed to a stimuli over and over and over. And after a certain point, when a lot of the email is not important, you end up becoming desensitized and you stop listening to it. You stop paying attention to it. It is a problem, and it makes it so email as a whole is basically useless. It's made even worse by the fact that companies now, they have to, when they send out newsletters and what have you, have an unsubscribe button. And you press that unsubscribe button, and sometimes if there are, if they have any sense of dignity or integrity whatsoever, they'll just unsubscribe you and you're done. But in a lot of cases, they send you to a forum where you have to hit checkboxes that are vague and confusing. And it's like, would you like to not unsubscribe today, but yesterday beforehand, and then resubscribe to be sure to receive none of our newsletters? Never. That is the most annoying in the world. Now, that being said, email does have a good use, which is to notify you about particular things, password resets, if your bank account has an issue. That stuff's great, but even spammers and scammers are using email to completely and utterly people over and make the system bad. And it shouldn't be bad, but it's unfortunate that email has become what it's become, and it's used for what it is used for. And I cannot tell you how many times I see people's freaking stupid phones with the damn icon with like 8 commas on the number of emails that they haven't read. Email is useless, and unfortunately, even when you're proactive about your email, like I was saying with the unsubscribe and what have you, the emails come back. All they do is like, oh yeah, you unsubscribed from this newsletter, but you know what? We're going to change it's no longer the today newsletter. It's now the yesterday newsletter, which is new. And since you've never opted out of the yesterday newsletter or the tomorrow newsletter or the 4 weeks from now newsletter, we're going to go ahead and send you that. And there's nothing you can really do about it, especially if it comes from a company that, has something that you actually need to receive, a gaming account or a bank account, and they're sending you spam. If you tell it to block out, if you tell your inbox to block off emails, then, you might end up blocking out important stuff. So it just becomes this nuisance, this awful, terrible, horrible experience that nobody gives a about. And for anybody who has a bad habit of sending every single possible email to every single individual with their work email, stop doing that too. I never, to the best of my ability, ever send emails out to people that are just irrelevant to it. If the person is needed to see the email, then the person will be added to the email. Stop sending it to every single individual, because people stop reading the emails over time. They become desensitized. What the is wrong with this system? Why does this exist this way? Why is this like this? And I know so many people out there are in the exact same boat, but it's become so like part of our culture and the world that we can't escape it. We can't not have it. And it becomes this problem where somebody can send you an email, and because they sent it to you, if you didn't see it and receive it and open it, even if it went into your spam folder, somehow you're the one at fault. And I hate that. I hate that all it takes for the other individual to send you a message and not confirm that you even received it, and somehow the burden of everything is on you. You know what? Technology has flaws and errors, and things happen. We miss phone calls. We name something. But just the fact that the burden of the responsibility ends up on the person who received the email in a system that is constantly inundating you and attacking you with every possible advertisement and everything that it can. It's like Facebook before Facebook, where it's like there's a bunch of important in there, and then mixed in between 90% of it is just horse that you don't care about. And even though I've put in so much effort to try to get my inbox under control, if I lose control of it for even a day, I'm seeing possibly sometimes, like high double-digit emails coming in that are just not useful to me. And I need the email to know when something has gone wrong. I need the email. We need the email. And it's made, worse between the robocalls and the text messages. But those things aside, those are somewhat new. Those are somewhat manageable. Those are somewhat different. Email addresses, I mean, it's a monster, and I just wish we can somehow come up with a better, more evolved system that is more equipped for the modern age, where people can't just send you whatever they want, whenever they want, and there would be some kind of approval process to basically say, you know what, this type of message categorically, it has a category you have to apply to it instead of a subject. I don't know, something. Somewhere, somehow, there has to be a solution to this, because I know that this is never going to change. Nobody's ever going to give a shit about email. And for those who are proactive about their email and are on it and make sure that it's organized, that's wonderful. I wish I could do that. I've tried to do that, but it is so hard to put in that much time to keep that organized. And I get, especially in a corporate environment, you have to keep, that organized and that in check and that put together to cover your ass. But after a certain point, it's not worth the hassle. It's not, and it's hard to manage, it's hard to deal with it, it's hard to, I don't know, it's a piece of and email. Seriously, email. And well, guys, that about wraps up this rant, so let me know your thoughts below. Throw a like on the video if you like this rant. Definitely consider subscribing. I'm doing the new thing. Please consider sharing the video. It helps the channel out a lot, and as always, talk to you soon.